Welcome everyone to round 10 action here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Parks for the official V8 Supercar Championship Series, brought to you here on Motorsport TV in conjunction with iRacing. We are here for a wonderful 45 laps here, a little bit of strategy to be played out during this race, but it will certainly spark up interesting battles throughout the field. I am Jake Blackwell. Joining me in the commentary booth tonight is Sean Evans. Sean, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Jakey. How's it going, everybody? Welcome tonight. We seem to have a very good race in front of us. A 41-degree track, partly cloudy. 45 laps, Jake. This should be interesting, mate. Let's see how we go.
Yeah, it will be interesting as we've got a banker field as well. 24 cars lining up for this grid, so it's going to be a massive field. We've got qualifying here at the moment. Mitchell McLeod sitting on P number 1 with an 18.4. Good to see Mitchell McLeod back. Richard Alwood in P number 2 with an 18.5, only 1/10 separating the top two, and then Todd Parks only about 0.03 of a second down in P number 3. So the field really tight, and that's expected here at Motorsport. Sean, the track is really tight and it produces close racing.
Yeah, Jake, this track's very technical in a sense that it's flowy. It's hard to understand this track with that first corner with the undulation, and then second corner over a hill and into a dip. And yeah, it's a very, very interesting track to drive out Supercar. You can get quite loose quite quick, and as we look at the boys going around, I did watch Ian Ford, the current championship leader, on his out lap. He's still cruising around, so I think he's got the right idea. Save those tyres till everyone's done their fast lap, and then bang out the pole lap.
Yeah, I know. I was in the earlier race as well, and I was talking to 40 then, and yeah, he waited, and myself, we waited for about the 3-minute mark to come out, just to see what times would get posted for first, see what time you had to aim for, and see where you'd go from there. And at the moment, I've just seen another car. I think it was Jeff Gauci move up into P number 7. Good time there, 18.8. And I think that was Mario Vlasic just came across the line and bumped himself into the top 10 with an 18.9. So the field's pretty close, an 18.4 for P1, half a second back, and you're sitting in P number 10. Michael Cracknell in P9 won't be too happy with that. As Ian
40.
Ford, wow, Ian Ford just jumps up and does a 17.992 to take provisional pole at the moment, half a second quicker than Mitchell McLeod. And then Bo Cattell comes in and puts it on provisional front road in the Boost Commodore there in P number 2, an 18.213. So good time there from Bo Cattell. This strategy that's going to be played out is a little bit of a fuel saver here. We've got to save about 11 to 15 litres depending on how thirsty you are to make it to the end. You'll be looking for around about 2.4 litres a lap if you want to be fuel saving for the entire race, but you can do it in a little burst at the start of the race, Sean, get most of that fuel done, and then focus towards the end of the race and punching out fast laps.
Yeah, Jake, strategy-wise, I think, yeah, like you said, fuel saving might be the way to go, but because it's not cold, temperature's right up there, you're probably better off just taking a stop and getting tyres, because I know myself, being a thirstier driver, getting on, I hold the throttle mid-corner to keep the car turned, and, I'd definitely be going for a one-stopper if you drive that way, but I think Ian Ford will, and most of the field will do the one-stopper, but yeah, the track is surprisingly hot considering the early race, I believe, Jake, was 23 degrees or something.
Well, the earlier race was actually 44 degrees in the one I was in. I think the track, the ambient was 23 degrees, but the track was a little bit hotter, and Ian Ford just once again lowering his time, a 17.793. Obviously wasn't happy with the 17.9, maybe thought that he was going to get under pressure, but he didn't, and Bo Cattell finished his lap with an 18.5, so a little bit slow on his second lap. I think, pardon me, that is everyone finishing a lap. Actually, no, I think we've got Greg Sharp right now coming down the front. Actually, no, he's finished his laps as well. So everyone has completed their lap times. I think the grid is set 24 cars. So just waiting for Greg Sharp. I don't think he's on a fast lap here, but it's pretty bankered through the field. When you sort of get rid of Ian Ford's really quick time at the top, you look from second all the way through to about 15th, there's about a 1 second gap there, so that's pretty good field tied up front, and with this fuel saving, it's not like anyone's going to jump away as quickly as early.
No, definitely not. I think Ian Ford being in form completely with that 1 second off, 1 second to P10, even P12, but big shout out to Brenton O'Brien from ERA there in P14. That's a good start for him. Hopefully he gets a good race, and yeah, I think that field will be pretty bottled up from P2 to P10, so yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah, and it looks like that is it for everyone Just having a look here at the championship standings. Obviously round 10, we don't have much left in the series, and we have Ian Ford sitting on the top step at the moment of the championship. He's got about a 200-point lead over Marlon McMullen, who runs in the Americas series, so it's a little bit of a gap there, but they've both completed 8 races, and I think that is it for qualifying at the moment. Yes, it is. So while they start to grid up, Sean, I'll get you to run through the qualifying order.
So P1 is ERA's Ian Ford with a 17.793, awesome lap. We've got Bogatel in P2, Mitchell McLeod in P3, Richard Elwood P4, Todd Parks P5, P6 goes to Jason Quire, Blake Neck out of P7, David Baxter P9, Jeff Goucher David Baxter P8, P9 goes to Jeff Goucher, DeCarby P10, 11 goes to Michael Cracknell, 12 to Mario Basic, 13 to Darryl Hockey, Brendan O'Brien in 14, Daniel Akin P15, Daniel Trim P16, David Miller in 17, Todd Arkell in 18th, 19th Craig Jones, and hopefully the rest will be up on your screen shortly because it is a big field to read through, Jake.
Yeah, big banker field here today. It's good to see some good new drivers here. We've got Riley Blythe for Evolution Racing Show, so Riley down in P number 20, and Todd Arkell, haven't seen him in the Monday night switch, so good to have him down in P number 18. Yeah, I think he used to run, I'm not 100% sure, most surely someone will fix that up for me, but as the field starts to line up, everyone's going to take their time to form up on the grid to save every little last drop.
Yeah, I think
Just have them. You go.
Yeah, they're not gridding up real quick. They're I don't know, it looks like everyone else but Ian Ford's on the grid.
Yeah, now a lot of the top cars just waiting there to save a little bit of fuel. You can lose a little bit, maybe 0.1, 0.2 of a litre if you sit there for the full 2 minutes. It's not much, but in a fuel saving race, that 0.2 of a litre could be that front straight that you run out of coming across the line. But it's not a massive fuel save, and you can usually get it done pretty early and start to put the hammer down, as Ian Ford has now joined us on the front row of the grid. And I believe the last couple of rating ones Bocatel, so we should hear the rev ride soon. Taking their time here to get going. The revs are starting to build now. Green flag and we are away. Good jump, initial jump there from Ian Ford. The secondary jump wasn't as good, and Cattell had a bit of a better secondary jump there. Good. Well, a little bit of sideways action I think there was down the back of the pack, but everyone's got through there cleanly at the moment. A little bit of a gap down from Richard Elwood, and there's too wide action coming down into turn number 2. This tight left-hander that flows downhill. If you get offline, you're going to struggle to keep it on the track. It looks like everyone has gotten through for the most part of the start of this lap. I think that's Michael Cracknell on the outside, having a look down here with Mario Vlasic for P10 and 11 with Jeff Gouch in front of them, has made a good jump, but I think everyone out in front sort of single file at the moment, which is just sort of getting into their rhythm and trying to save as much fuel from the word go.
Yeah, it's like the front pack is starting to build just between Bocatel and Ian Ford, and yeah, I think Ian Ford looks like he could be in fuel saving mode because we know his pace, Jake, and yeah, the train begins and the guys will start to sort themselves out, whether they start doing strategy now or they start pulling the strategy out when it comes to, say, lap 15, 16 or even 20 because it's a long race. And I think tyre saving is a big one on this because you want to make it to the end of your stint. You don't want to loop it before you get to the pits.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to make a mistake early on if you're going to come in and do that stop, but I don't think anyone's going to. But Cattell had a big look going into turn 1 on Ian Ford, just applying maximum pressure to the back of the MPMS Commodore at the moment. And Mitchell McLeod has started to close up as well for Torque Inc. In P number 3 at the moment. He is trying to get there and start to apply pressure to Bocatel, but they've got a bit of a gap down here to Richard Elwood, Todd Parks, Jason Quire, Luke Harvey, and the rest of the field that just follows on from there. It's just a big train from 4th all the way through to I think about 10th, 11th at the moment. It's just a non-stop train, and that's expected at this track. It's not going to be a big breakaway, but the top 3 certainly have. But once they start to get into fuel save mode, I think it'll bring everyone else back to them.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes because I do believe last season Scops this round, you know, the front guys just pulled away from the rest of the pack and the minor placings were left to fight out for themselves. And I think, I'm not sure, Jake, I think I won't be able to call this one till later in the race because it's only lap 2, but I think we're looking at the field, these guys have got some pace, but there's some guys in this field who could potentially just move their way through the field in the top 5. Like, definitely Michael Cracknell down there in 11th. He could definitely get up for the top 5.
Yeah, and just Ford went wide. Is now Bocatel has gone up into the lead now. So Ian Ford ran
McLeod
wide, going down at the end. Yeah, McLeod followed him. He ran very wide, going through turn number 8, the entry into the S's after the Mario and Jody straightaway. He ran very wide there and has lost all the ground, and he's nearly even fallen back into the clutches of Richard Alwood and Todd Parks, who are having a good battle there. So now this is where Bocatel and Mitchell McLeod need to benefit from this and try and skip away. And this might also be a little bit of a ploy for Ford. He may save some more fuel there and push a bit later on, but if they open up a big enough of a gap, he may not be able to do that, and they're starting to benefit from it already as Ian Ford's struggling with that car at the moment, just slowly dropping back to the rest of the field.
And at 40, I think he'll be doing a tyre pressure change at the stop, and he might be in fuel saving mode, it's hard to tell.
Oh, we got a car around, sorry, we got a car around. Jeff Gauci was in P number 12, and he's around at the Moss corner, the double apex left. I think it was just on the replay now, having a look at this. I think it was his teammate, Brenton O'Brien, actually, that got in the back of him. Oh, he got the grass. He got the grass under brakes, it locked the rears, it went sideways, and Brenton just helped him around. So unfortunate there for the two teammates for Evolution Racing Australia, to get involved there. And Jeff's got it back going. He's just down a long way at the back of the field here, so he's got a lot of room to try and catch back up to the rest of the field. Mitchell McLeod has taken the lead. Where has Cattell gone? I am unsure as to whether we've lost Cattell in that little bit of a mistake. I think Cattell's made a mistake. So Cattell has made a mistake somewhere. Did he make it? He made it at the same spot as Ian Ford. He tapped the grass going into turn 8 after the long straightaway, Mario and Andretti straightaway, and he actually went very wide. He actually went on the grass, and he lost a lot of time. So the pressure from the top two was just that was it. They've both succumbed to it, and Mitchell McLeod is taking this lead for Tonking, and he is starting to skip away. He has an 8/10 of a lead, 8/10 of a second lead over the rest of the field, and there's a big battle going on behind him. I think that's Mario Vlasic with some damage. I think it was Michael Cracknell and Blatant Neck as well going through them, so that's a battle for P10, but it looks like everywhere people are making some little errors that are uncharacteristic, then it's mixing up this field already.
Yeah, that's sort of very uncharacteristic for Bo. Bo's usually good till the tyres go out, then he starts going Formula D on us, but yeah, I do like the look of that back boost car, Jake, I will point that out, but he's doing good, like, he's starting to recover there, taking him, is that his teammate Todd Parks? I'm pretty sure. Yes, thanks for that, Jake. Yeah, now if he can just stay focused and get on the back of Aylward, and then he'll be close there, ready to battle with Ian Ford again, and maybe get 40 back. So, yeah, I think the track temp is starting to affect the boys, and once you get on the grass, you know that's it. The car's gone. You might as well just say goodbye.
Yeah, that's right. The grass here is a little bit of an issue. As soon as you get onto it, you're sort of going off in the weeds, and you're trying to bring it back. It's a really tough area to make a mistake here, because you'll hurt from it. It's not one of those tracks where you can sort of run the grass and get back on. Actually, and there's another car off in the background. That was Luke Harvey, was up in P number 7. He ran wide at Moss Corner, so he's lost the spot to David Baxter now. So Baxter's having a good drive from Redback Racing up into P number 7. He had a good drive, I think it was Watkins Glen, but was struggling under the pressure with the tyres. He couldn't manage to hold on there and drop back a little bit, but he's doing a good job up inside the top 10 once again. But McLeod is just up front, just starting to streak away, and it looks like he's I don't know whether he's fuel saving at the moment, but he's doing a good job if he is, because he'll have at least a 1.5 second gap over Ian Ford at the line.
Yeah, it looks like what's going on with the RA boys tonight. They've all seemed to make mistakes at the moment, so I think these guys need to get a little bit of a cool head. And Brenton O'Brien seems to be he's Mr. Consistent. He'll pump out those laps all day and not make a mistake. But touch wood, no commentator's curse. But the boys, like, it just looks like the track's just a little bit too hot. Like, I think the partly cloudy, what do you call it, Jake? The ambient air, whatever it is. I'm not too up with the technology that iRacing use, but maybe that has something to do with the way the tyres being affected. Because I do know in this temperature you would run, say, 141 or 138. So these guys might be trying to pioneer on 131s. So that has a major effect on your grip levels.
Yeah, maybe a different grip level, but Bo Cattell around the outside of Richard Aylward through turn number 4. Great move there for Cattell, making up another position on Richard Aylward, and I think his teammate Todd Parks is going to have another look down into turn number 8, the start of this S's complex, and he's not close enough to Aylward. So Aylward just struggling a little bit at the moment. He looks like he's in max fuel conservation mode, if I can speak the words, we'll get it right, but I think that's what he's at the moment, trying to save as much fuel. He had a good race in the early race, finishing in P number 3, so he's doing a good job at the moment in P number 4, and maybe save a little bit more fuel than these guys in front, because it looks like McLeod is just streaking away at the moment.
Yeah, see, Ian Ford's sort of in a pickle if he wants to save fuel. He doesn't get the benefit of the draft that the guys behind him do, so I think he'd have to be really conservative on how he does it, like back off real early, you know, let the car coast in the corners, use the gears wisely, don't use all your tyre grip up, and still maintain a cap to Cattell, because Cattell's on a bit of a charge at the moment, and maybe 40 might let him catch him and, you know, get the draft back. You know, it just depends. Like, it's a long race, you know, lap 7, and, you know, it feels like these guys have been running around for half an hour already.
Yeah, 45 lap race is a long race. We're only, like you were saying, on lap number 7, and it's good to see some of these races. Another car off in the background, I think it was Blake Neck, who was running up in P number 11. He ran wide again at Moss Corner. It's catching some people out today, and it's let Brendan O'Brien up into P number 11, and I think Brendan is going to have a little bit of trouble here with Blake Neck. He's in the draft. Wonder whether he'll get a run going down into turn number 8. He is not going to. He's not close enough. And behind him, he's got Darryl Hockey and his teammate Riley Rife. New to this car, hasn't driven much of it for Evolution Racing Australia, but doing a good job up in P number 14. But it looks like that, yeah, Brenton is able to hold on. So a good positional gain there for Brenton up into P number 11 now. And
oh, Blake's sideways out of there.
Yeah,
sorry,
it was
Jackie.
a bit of a sideways. No, you're alright, and I was just moving up through the field. We've got a good battle here between David Baxter and Jason Quire. Baxter gained 3/10 last time by for P number 6 here. And it looks like everyone is in pretty much fuel conservation mode. They're not trying to push the issue as of yet. And I don't know, but it looks like this battle here with Luke Harvey, who lost some ground early on, he would be a little bit disappointed in himself, but he's still on the track, he's still making ground. He's got Michael Cracknell behind him, who struggled in qualifying down in P number 11. I don't think he'd be too happy with that after finishing second, I think it was, in the Americas race, so a good drive there from Michael Cracknell to finish in that position. But he has a little bit of damage to the rear end now as he's trying to catch Luke Harvey. Yeah, a little bit of damage, so I'd say that's where the Vlasic damage has come from as well. So I'd say Vlasic and Cracknell have got together, because Vlasic has some witness marks on the right front.
Yeah, that might be affecting crackers during the high-speed cornering section, because, you know, the rear of the car, that's where all the turbulent air is, and if you don't have a diffuser, then who knows what's going on. You could be having the rear lift up, or, you know, all these certain things that, you know, aerodynamically the car fixes, and it gets affected by. So, look, Luke Harvey there, is that Luke Harvey? Running with Sharpie, I believe it's Luke Harvey. Yeah, Luke Harvey doing a good job. Oh, Baxter's up the inside of, who's that? Jason Quire into turn 1. Yep. Is he going to get it done?
Don't think he is. He wasn't able to. He couldn't. Yeah, Jason held on around the outside. Good drive there from Jason to hold on to that position. It's tough to pass going down into turn 1. You want to try and get the position down early. You've got to run that inside ripple, and it unsettles the car on the exit, so you can't get the power down early. And these guys are battling on. I know the gap has closed between the top 2, so we'll move to them shortly. But this battle is on between Baxter and Quire. Actually, just had a look in my vision that McLeod and Ford. Ford is all over the back of McLeod, so here comes Ian Ford. He is pushing as hard as he can now to try and close that gap. He's actually gained ground, obviously, to Cattell. He's dropped Cattell from behind him, and he is all over the back of that talking Commodore in front of him, and Mitchell McLeod. He may have a look going down to turn 8. He had a big look. Wasn't close enough to get the position done, so he's going to sit behind him for another lap, but it looks like Ian Ford's starting to pick up the pace.
Yeah, he's definitely stronger through there, Jake. And I'm looking at the lap time, you know, 18.9 versus a 19.4. He's just gained all that gap back pretty much. So it looks like 40's just thought, I've got to my fuel number for the first, and maybe I should just get this lead back and control this pace of this race for myself so I can win it. So yeah, Ian Ford, I think he won't do it till, say, where we were looking at before, and he's making a move at the end of, is that Andretti Straight, I believe? Jake, just correct me if I'm wrong. Yep, yeah, I think that's where he'll get it done. If not, sideways under brakes. Nearly makes a mistake there from 40. Nearly drills Mitchell McLeod.
Yeah, he did. He locked the rear brakes and it locked the fronts as well. He was trying to modulate it to fix it, and it was just all over the shop from there on out, and he managed to hold on to it. So he's doing a good job there in P2. I think McLeod is also now into like fuel conservation mode. Everyone has to save fuel. I think that's the strategy to go with. I don't think anyone will be coming down the pits because of the time that you're losing. It's not enough for you to make a benefit from coming in getting fresh tyres. In the early race, no one pitted with 44-degree track temp, so 41 degrees. I'd say no one will pit and try and save the 10 to 15 litres that you need to save. But Ian Ford looks like he's just trying not to save as much fuel as he needs to, or he's just going to try and sip. Or he had a look there going into White's corner, turn number 10. It's not a difficult, not an easy spot, sorry, to get a position done. He lost time on the straight as well. So maybe Ford's just dropping into it and going to try and fuel save off the back of Mitchell McLeod. But just having a look back now, this battle from P6 to P9 and soon to be P10 when Vlasic catch up is on for young and old. And here we go, Crackers having a look at Luke Harvey. Oh, he's still there. He put his nose there. He's forcing the issue, but he couldn't get it done. And good driving there from Harvey in front to hold on, and good driving as well from Cracknell to have a little bit of a dig and nearly got the job done. And Baxter's having a look now at Quire coming out of turn number 4. He may have a look, turn number 3 coming down into turn 4. I don't think he'll have a look there. He's going to sit in behind him. And Crackers is having a look down the inside of Luke Harvey at Moss Corner. It's all going on down there. It's
Nearly had to think about it.
He had to think about it, wasn't able to get the job done, but this battle is certainly on already.
Yeah, these guys will be putting on a bit of a show for us right now, trying to sort each other out and trying to gain the field. And like Crackers, I think Crackers got a better car at the moment than Luke Harvey, and I think Harvey will be trying to hold on. Maybe he's in fuel save mode too. I'm not sure what's going on in that midfield, but if you got the draft, use that to your advantage and stick with the pack, keep up, the pace. And there, Crackers goes for it. There it is. There's the move done. He's on the curb. Oh, will he get it done? Yes, I believe he will.
Yeah, good move there from Michael Cracknell. And as well, Baxter into turn 1. Big dive on Jason Quire, and he got that one done as well. So double moves there. I wasn't expecting the move from Cracknell. He did it very well. He took a lot of the inside curve, threw the car up on 2 wheels, was able to hold it as the car settled off that corner, and he did a good job there. But that's let Vlasic catch up, and Baxter into turn 1 had a good drive down the inside on Jason Quire and was able to get that done. But we move back to the lead. McLeod and Ian Ford once again, it is on, and Cattell is slowly reeling in. Ford ran a bit wide on the first corner of Moss, and he's actually run into the dirt, so he struggled there to pick the car up and stop it, and he's lost some time. And Cattell is slowly starting to creep in, and if these two in front of him are saving a bit more fuel now, Cattell may be pushing a little bit harder just to get there and then saving their draft.
Yeah, it's like 40. Oh, he's going for it. No, he's just not close enough, eh?
He's not close enough at this present point in time, and I think that's what's hurting Ford. I think he wants to get out in front and control the field. It's easy to be in front and control the field, especially around here. There's a couple of passing opportunities, but not as many as you'd like. It's not one of those tracks where you can throw it down the inside in every position, but just a little bit of communications over the radios. It looks like everyone is okay. So, yeah, I don't know what Ford is thinking at the moment. In the early race, he was able just to hold on out in front and just fuel save as much as he wanted to and then go from there. But at the moment, he's had to push a little bit early on, and that just changes a little bit of a strategy that you got to do with your fuel saving. McLeod has driven an excellent race out in front. Can't put it past him. He's been the one that hasn't put a foot wrong at the moment, and if he keeps doing it like this, he could be on for a very good victory.
Yeah, Mitchell McLeod doesn't really do much official races now. He does do the V8 Sculpts and does a good job in Split 2. He gets a lot of wins in Split 2, and 40 just off the curb, just getting wheel spin. You don't want to do that. That's just going to ruin your rears, Ford. What are you doing, mate? But I think Cattell might come back into this later on, Jakey, and we might see a three-way battle for the lead.
Yeah, I think it will be a three-way battle for the lead. If not soon, definitely later. I think these cars will really bunch up. And it all just depends on who's on what numbers at the moment with their fuel. That's why we need this fuel number thing. We need the fuel numbers of what car has what in their tank, so we can figure out, especially for these fuel conservation races, trying to figure out the no pit stop and get it to the end on a number. And definitely closing up right now is Cattell. He gained 3/10 to both of the front two as Ian Ford sideways out of turn 1. He able to hold on. He had a look going down into turn number 2. And McLeod's run wide. He was in the marbles. And he's on the outside. He's going to hold it. He's going to hold it around the outside there. Good drive by Mitchell McLeod. But look who this is brought in. Yep, Cattell is right back in this battle now. And he will certainly not have a dig, or he's going to have a dig, sorry, at Ian Ford anytime soon. He'll want to get that position and attack Mitchell McLeod, and McLeod a little bit defensive there, going into Moss corner, just move the car about half a car width over to the right just to block it. But now it is a 3-car battle already, and I was saying it was going to be later. It's on now.
Yep, these boys are going to be putting on one hell of a show, I think, and that boost juice car, even though it's got no marks on it at the moment, it will do by the end of this race, I can guarantee that, because Mitchell McLeod will be feeling all sorts of vulnerability right now.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of panels leaving these cars. There's not a lot of room to pass here, and that's the thing. You've got to make it, and you've got to try and make it stick. If someone turns in on you, you're going to make contact. And it's happened here in the past. And here we go, in forward with a good run out of the final corner. He's going to have a look going into turn 1. I think he's going to do it. Oh, wow. Mitchell McLeod very late on the brakes. He did a good job there to pull it up.
He got it turned.
And here goes Bo Cattell. Yeah, he got it turned. He got it well done there. And he's left Ian Ford on the outside. And here comes Cattell. Oh, he's having a look. He wasn't able to get it done. It's already on it. Oh, he's sideways again off the corner.
Everywhere.
He loves throwing it out. He doesn't like the rear tyres on this car, no matter what track condition it is. He loves to throw it out there. But I think McLeod's trying to fuel save while defending out in front. He's struggling. I don't think he's struggling as per such, but he's trying to find a rhythm where he can save fuel and hold off everyone at the same time, and it's put him in a bit of a predicament where he wants to go fast and he can't. So we'll see how he keeps playing this, but he's still doing a good job out in front.
Yeah, it was looking like that those rears were gone, because he sideways there nearly into the quarter of Ian Ford, and I thought he was going to just fully D1 Mad Mike into the corner, full 90-degree drift it. But I think this is the only way, Bo goes fast. Bo slides and he's right up there and he goes straight and he's just hanging back a bit. So maybe just keep sliding, Bo. Just hang it right out sideways, escape it. As Ian Ford with the committed move, couldn't nearly get it done. But Cattell's now back in this, Jake. He's going for the move.
He's going to have a look into turn 1. He's throwing it down the inside. He's going to get it. Wow, the good driving by these guys on the outside, holding it around the outside. Good driving there.
That's how you race.
Yeah, this is good racing up front.
There.
Oh yeah, and good drive as well from Mitchell McLeod coming into the final corner. He's seen Ian Ford having a look and a big dive going into the final corner, and he gave him space, he gave him the room, and that's what he needed to do. He didn't want to get caught up in a battle, and it looks like if these two get caught up in a battle now, McLeod's pulled out a couple of car lengths, so if Bo Cattell can keep harassing the back of Ian Ford, McLeod could just skip away a couple of seconds and then save a bit more fuel and then drop back to them. Yeah, I think that's what he'll be wanting to do, but it looks like the two of them are starting to come back already.
Yeah, I think, like you said, Jake, McLeod's in fuel saver mode, because these two guys they're just plowing ahead. They want to try and get this done. I think they want to just jump Mitch completely and take him out of the loop, because it's lap 16, aren't their tyres done already? It's 41 degrees or something, and these boys are just making it look like it's a 23-degree track going out there and just pumping out these quick and residual moves and just going hard at it.
Yeah, that's what we like with this car. They can be able to bring this close racing and throw it into each other and make no contact. That's the good thing we love about this. They're doing a good drive up in front. And Ian Ford's already closed down that gap. Got to say sorry to everyone else throughout the field. This battle out in front is close and fierce, and it is going to go on for the whole race. Hopefully we can cover a little bit of the rest of the field throughout, depending on what is going on up front. But at the moment, Ian Ford is going to have a look at McLeod. No, he's not. He's going to stick him behind him.
Just fill the mirrors.
Yeah, he's just sitting in there filling those mirrors, trying to make McLeod wonder what he's going to do, and that's what you need to do. You want to make McLeod think more in his rearview mirror, driving in that rearview mirror rather than out the front windscreen, and you do that often as a race car driver. You want to protect that position as much as possible, so I think that's what Mr. McLeod's doing at the moment, but he does need to save fuel, and so I think Cattell actually is in the best seat of the house at the moment, sitting here watching these two. He can benefit from any mistake and save more fuel at the same time. He doesn't need to take as aggressive runs to try and gain a little bit of time, so he's doing a good drive there in third.
Yeah, he will definitely benefit if these two trip up on each other. Oh, did you see that over the hill, Jake? Just got it like loose. He must have his rear brake bias just completely back over old Bo. But yeah, look, they just close up here. This is where it will look like the move will probably be done for the race. They just bottle up again as Ford. He might get a good run out of here as he does. There it is, Jake.
Yeah, good run there from me and Ford coming off the final corner. He's going to have a look going into turn one. McLeod is once again holding it tough around the outside. He's done it twice. Ford all the way on the inside, nearly hitting the fence.
And Cattell's going to try and go
Cattell, oh my God, they were nearly 3 wide, and they are. Off. Oh, 40 was nearly off. Cattell was having a look at McLeod, and somehow they've all stayed on the racetrack. Cattell is now in P number 2, Ford down to P3, and McLeod is still in front, driving an excellent race as Cattell was sideways coming off the corner. And if these guys keep doing this again, we're going to have a 4-car race, because here comes Elwood in the background. He's starting to range up in that SimWorks ANZ Commodore, and if he gets there, he's going to start mixing up with these boys, and it could be a 4-car battle for the lead, and it is on.
Oh, this is exciting, though. I just can't believe that these guys are keep putting on a show like this. And Cattell looks like he's looking racy behind McLeod. He could go for the lead here if he plays his cards right, and then can bring in Ford back into it, and it could just be all this again at 3 wide at turn 2.
Yeah, it is. And Cattell thought about it going down into turn 8. He had the run on the draft. He had a good run coming out of Moss Corner to turn 5 and 6, and he's just sitting in there. But I think he could have had a look there actually going into the final corner. Yeah, he was definitely there. He had his nose right up underneath the rear wing. He's not going to have a go again. He's just sitting in behind him. So maybe he just wants to save some fuel. Maybe he wanted to get in the second rather than third, because if here we go. He's having a look down into turn 2. He's going to be straight on the inside of Clayton Corner, and McLeod's run wide. He actually brought it back on the track. Good save there from McLeod. He could have been off in the fence, and that would have been end of days, but Bo Cattell has taken this lead, and he is going to try and run away with this with Ian Ford. They were both sideways coming off at turn number 3, and I'm gotta say, would this be pretty close to a 5-car battle, as Richard Elwood and Tom Parks are starting to close up on these 3 out in front, and Ian Ford won't want to let Cattell get away, so they'll start battling, and then it's going to be on at the front. I don't know who's going to win now. You can put your money on any of these top 5 and they'd win, because these boys are battling hard. And having a look in the background, there was a little bit of a battle going on between David Baxter and Michael Cracknell, but Ian Ford having another look going into turn number 8, wasn't able to get it done. So yeah, I don't know where to look. This is all on up the front.
Cattell went from 3rd to the lead in like the space of 2 laps. He just sat back there and just thought, he gets the intimidation award of the night, because he just intimidated Mitchell McLeod into going wide, which let him have the lead, and then Ford ended up in P2. I think, Cattell played that, intimidation game, and that was what he planned. He didn't want to pass him. He just wanted to put him in a position where he couldn't get back on the racetrack. Yeah,
he did an excellent job there of making Mitchell McLeod make a mistake.
Bringing it back on the track.
Mitchell could have been off in the weeds there, so to actually keep it on the track and in P3 with inside of these leaders is an amazing job there. That corner, once you're off, it's happened to a lot of drivers. Once you're off, you're off. And I think just in the background, I had a glimpse. I think Michael Cracknell was gotten around David Baxter for P number 6, so he'll be on the charge there. He's about 6 seconds off the lead, so I don't think he'll be able to make up that much ground. But Ian Ford, once again, close through Moss Corner and Bo Cattell, pardon me, and we are on lap 20 of 45. There's still over half of this race to go, and it has been a cracking race already.
Yeah, these two at the front, Cattell and Ford, 40's going for the look here, but they'll be loving this. This is what they love to do. 40, then Cattell's run wide. Let's bring Ford back into it. Yeah,
Cattell ran wide, and Ford was trying to push down the inside. Wow, good move by there, or good defending from Cattell. Yeah, good racing from both of them. No contact. He tried to force the issue there, and Ford wasn't able to get it done coming into turn 1. Once again, he is so close to the back of that boost juice Commodore out in front, doing a good job there. And it's good to see. Oh, wow. Sideways over the rise there from Ian Ford. He managed to hold on. He was just sliding. The car doesn't know what it's doing. He's pushing it to the limits. And these two are actually starting. I think they gained a little bit more time. Yeah, McLeod wide again. So I think McLeod's just struggling with his tyres at the moment. I think I think also with the tyres, you may have just heated him up and getting off onto the marbles and the dirty stuff. He needs a couple of laps to get him back together, but here we go. This battle for the lead is on here. We're going down.
Got a great run here.
I think he does as well. I think he's going to get the run, and he's going to have a look going down into turn 8 once again. Down Mario and Jody straightaway. He's got the run. He's looked to the inside of Bo Cattell again. Cattell held it tough. Around there, 1 lap ago. He's not going to do it. He's going to drop him behind, so he's let Ian Ford go. That's an interesting move. I wasn't expecting.
Too friendly, I think.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a, here you go, Ford, you can take the lead. I'm going to sit back and save some more fuel while you try and push. Oh, as he's pushing a little bit hard, coming out of the final corner, he was sideways, and Cattell could have benefited from that, and he didn't. He sat in behind him, so Cattell's playing a little bit of a smarter head at the moment. Oh, it's Ford again, what a sideways coming off the turn. Number 1, the car is not hooked up in the rear end, and he is struggling to find drive out of the corners, but Cattell, I think, is just going to sit in behind him, try and save some fuel. It's what they need to do to make it to the end, and I think Cattell's just going to do that in the draft of Ford.
Yeah, Cattell's got the stronger car, Jake, and we were struggling with rear end grip in this this type of temperature too. Like I found this track to be very slippery in these conditions, and yeah, I think you're right. Cattell just wants to save that little bit extra fuel so he makes it to the end, and I think the guy, like you said in the box seat before, when they were three of them battling for it, is Bo Cattell. So look out for him when it comes to lap 44. It could be Bo Cattell just pipping Ian Ford for the win. Yeah,
it could be in the field. It's just started to spread out in front, so we're going to have a look back through the field with any battles at the moment, and having a look back here between Luke Harvey and Jason Quire. They're not close enough, but Quire was having a look going into Moss Corner last time round, so he's definitely having a little peek on Harvey, and yeah, there's another car
down the back.
Yeah, he's just rejoined now with David Miller on his inside, coming down into turn 8. He regathered it well, he lost a bit of time, but he's going to have to try and defend from Miller here. I don't think he's going to be able to. He should just drop in behind Miller because Miller's got the run. Let's see if he tries to hold it tough around the outside. He is. He's going to try and hold it tough, and he wasn't able to do it. So Miller up into P number 14 there with Greg Sharp, P15, sorry, with Greg Sharp dropping down to 16. So the rest of the field pretty much spreading out just a little bit as the tyres start to wear out. There's a good battle going on between David Baxter and Michael Cracknell here in P number 7 and 6. And Cracker's got that positional gain, and he hasn't been able to skip away. I thought he would have from David Baxter, but Baxter's driven an excellent race here in P7 to stick with Michael Cracknell and just try and hang with him. I think that little bit of damage on the rear end may be hurting Cracker's exit speed, but Baxter's definitely doing a good job in that Redback Racing Ford Falcon.
Yeah, these two are going at it at the moment, and looks like Baxter will get the draft here. Might pull out and just fill the mirrors of good old Crackers there. He's doing a great job too. Didn't qualify, like you said, Jake, as well as he might have wanted to, but he's doing a good recovery job at the moment.
Yeah, he's had to make it hard for himself down in P number 11. He's done a good job to get up into P6, and as well as Mario Vlasic just coming into behind them, he is P number 8, and he started 12th as well, so I don't think they were the strongest positions for those two in qualifying, but they're trying to make the most of it now, and Michael Cracknell is under a lot of pressure from David Baxter. Baxter is, he was out in the dirt and wheeze. He was thinking, I thought he was going to have a look going down here into turn number 2, but he wasn't able to get the job done, so coming into turn 3, Quebec corner, don't know whether he's going to throw it down there, but he's definitely close enough to have a look. If not going into Moss Corner, definitely down the end of Mario Andretti straightaway, you may be able to have a look there. And just not close enough coming over this hill through turn 4. Just the car doesn't look strong through the fast flowing corners there, and he's just trying to range up the back. Looks like he's got better speed there through the middle of Moss Corner. It's a little bit of exit speed advantage there from Cracknell. He got a better drive, and I think that's going to hold him off for another lap.
Yeah, Baxter just smashing the car at the curb, and it seemed to give him a bit more mid-corner, but he lost out when the car, with these dampers coming back down and just getting that pogo effect, and he lost a bit of traction and lost a bit of time to Crackers there.
Yeah, lost a little bit of time there, and he wasn't able to get the job done down at the end of the straightaway. So once again, he's going to have to sit behind him. So those two are having a good battle while the top 5 guys start to skip away out in front. But it is sort of, it's just gone on Cattell. Cattell was off. I just caught the end of it.
That
he
was
was
close.
Sideways out of turn 1, and he saved it. I don't know how he did that, but he did. He was fully sideways. I thought he was going to hit the inside wall. Managed to hold on to it. As we look at a replay of that, he was fully sideways coming out at turn 1, got the exit curb, got the corner, got the grass, and it threw him towards the inside fence. He hit the grass actually on entry into turn number 2 and managed to regather it and keep going like nothing happened. Maybe needing a new suit after that one. I think he would need definitely a new suit. No, you're right. I think he needs a new suit after all of this lap. He's pushing this car to the limit because he sees Ian Ford is trying to skip away.
Yeah, it looks like if there's any footy fans out here, they'll know what I'm just about to say. It definitely looks like Bo knows. Bo knows how to save a car, because that was nearly unrecoverable. I've done that a million times here and never been able to do what Bo just did. So Bo knows how to save a V8 Supercar.
Yeah, Bo definitely knows how to save a V8 Supercar, and Cracknell's run wide. Just having a look back here for P number 6 and 7, and Baxter has gotten through. He ran wide coming out of Murray and Andretti straightaway at turn 8, so that moves David Baxter up into P6. A good drive here from Baxter, and he's just got another position handed to him there from Cracknell. Cracknell won't let him skip away there ever so fast, so that'll be on once again. But that little bit of time that Bo Cattell lost has pushed the gap out to 0.9 of a second, so gap's starting to spread out on the front too, and it's sort of doing that through the rest of the field now as everyone's starting to wind down. We're on lap number 26 of 45, so around about 20 laps to go.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a battle between Tony Parks and Richard Aylwood. They were pretty close together at the couple of laps ago, and yeah, I think Parks has just lost a little bit of his rears and is starting to drop back from Aylwood now.
Yeah, we got a battle here between, there's a car off in front of them, was Chris Hogan, so we've got a battle here between Daniel Trim, Blake Neck and Jeff Gauci, who is trying to recover from his spin earlier with his teammate, and so is Blake Neck, who has struggled. He qualified up in P number 7, which is a good qualifying effort, now down in P number 18, so these guys battling from 17th, 18th and 19th, and Gauci looks like he's just got a little bit of speed in that Commodore at the moment, but so does Blake Neck. Looks like Daniel Trim is just struggling for corner entry at the moment. The fronts look like they're a bit worn on that. Blake Neck was actually really sideways there at the little bit of a kink coming down this Murray and Andretti straightaway, and just was a little bit sideways. Able to hold onto it though, and May given a look for Jeff Gauci, and he's going to have a look down into turn 8. Wasn't close enough.
Neck,
just
Jesus, sideways.
Yeah,
man.
just tried to fill up the mirrors. Blake Neck is struggling. Maybe just a little bit of a tweak on the brake bias, maybe able to keep that car under control at the moment, but he is all over the back of Daniel Trim, and he may have a look going to turn 1 depending on his exit speed. Not good enough there from Blake Neck to have a dig.
Yeah, Daniel Trim seems to be holding off very, very good at the moment, and just looking at the field, Jake, it's spread out again. It's died down a bit though, the battles, and I was hoping for a 5-way battle at the front, to be honest. Baxter just got a little bit wide. I caught that coming out of Moss Corner, and maybe Crackers might have a look here into the end of Mario and Andretti straight. Yeah,
it looks like he's going to have a look going into turn 8 here. Michael Cracknell on the inside of David Baxter. So these two have been swapping most of this race, and here goes Cracknell down the inside of turn 8, and he's going to get that job done. Baxter leaves him racing room. Good driving from both of them. Good sportsmanship. Left the cars through there. So that'll re-liven up again with Baxter trying to have another go back at Michael Cracknell. I think he's going to actually try and have a look. No, he isn't. Wasn't able to get the good drive out of the final corner. But just having a look back at this battle down here in P number 17, 18 and 19. It's on here. Blake Neck is struggling to try and find a room. Actually trying to go around the outside. He's in the marbles though. Wasn't able to get the drive, and that's brought Jeff Gauci back into this battle. Don't know whether Jeff was close enough to have a look, and he wasn't going into the final corner. So a little bit of a struggle here from Blake Neck to try and get that position that he's trying to fight for. He's just struggling for exit speed at the moment to get a bit of a run on Daniel Trim that he needs.
He's going to go around the outside? No, I thought better of it. Duck back in and get it. He's got to run. He's just on the brakes trying to keep the car from going sideways and pinning Daniel Trim there. You might have a look here. No. Looks like Jeff Gouch has come back into it, but after these two are starting to, you know, Blake Neck's starting to lose the car a little bit, and that's brought Jeff back into this battle.
Yeah, it has. It's brought him back into this battle, and they are definitely on it as well. He had a look there. I thought he was actually close enough to give Daniel a little bit of a tag there going down turn number 4. It's a tough corner that you don't want to tag anyone there because he'll be off in the weeds and then it'll be hard to come back from. But, oh, good drive, good exit drive there from Blake Neck. Actually, the secondary drive, he hit a bump coming off of Moss Corner, and it's just livened the rear up a little bit, and he lost that little bit of drive like Marc Marquez last night when he lifted the front wheel down the front straightaway and lost all that run that he had and gave the win to Lorenzo. And oh, he's struggling. That little bit of speed that he lost could have given him a better run at Daniel Trim. He's going to try and hold it around the outside. He's not going to get it done. Jeff Gouch was trying to go around the outside. Is he going to be down the inside of a turn 10? He is. He's using all the entrance curve to try and get it. Oh, Blake Neck tried to move him over. He wanted his room. Jeff's on the inside. He's gonna hold it down there. Good driving by these two, and it's let Daniel Trim skip away a little bit.
Looks like
good holding
Blake's
there from Blake Neck. Yeah, Blake Neck's held it, and he's got the inside line for turn number 2, and he's going to use all the road. He's allowed to do that. Good drive there from Blake Neck to hold on to P number 18.
A good drive from Jeff Gouchy too, to not, you know, punting off the road. You know, some guys might have thought that was a bit, not enough room to try and get by, but that's, you know, that's what we want to see in V8 Supercars and in really any iRacing format for that. So good job by these two putting on a good example.
Yeah, good driving by both. Jeff definitely could have left his car where he wanted to put it and make Blake work around it, but he didn't. He gave him the racing room, and it was good driving from both of them. Just let Daniel Trim skip away a little bit out in front, and the rest of the field very spread out like we were saying. There's not really much. The lead battle is definitely starting to skip away. 1.6 seconds now between Ian Ford, Bo Cattell, and Mitchell McLeod's now 5.9 seconds back, so definitely lost some ground there in comparison. And just having a look at the positions at the moment, David Baxter once again, down here in P number 7 with actually just he got sideways coming off the corner, Baxter, and he wasn't able to get the power down on Cracknell. Had to hit the brakes to try and settle the car, and he lost some ground there to Cracknell, but these two are still going at it for P6 and 7 like they have been from the word go.
Yeah, it looks like Baxter might be carrying a bit of damage on the right hand front fender there, if that's on your screen too, Jakey. Yeah, it might be affecting his aero, and maybe just that's why he's getting a little bit sideways, car's lifting up. I wouldn't say it would be it, but he's, you know, probably getting a little bit throttle happy. You know, 15 laps to go, he's starting to get a bit, I want to get the move done now so I can control, you know, crackers towards the end. And I'd like, instead of pushing to attack, he'd probably rather defend, which in most cases is what you'd rather do.
Yeah, that's right. That's what he'd rather do. Try and defend off a position, especially around here. Cracknell sideways out of the final corner, turn number 10. He's struggling with the rear end of the car, and he goes Baxter another look down into turn 1. He's good at doing that. He's got that move done a couple of times. It's Cracknell. He saved it. Baxter. Wow, well done from both of them. Wow. I wasn't expecting Cracknell to save that one, but he did. That was more sideways than Cattell from before. And David Baxter. And also good driving from David Baxter. He could have kept his foot planted, but he didn't. He rolled out. He's seen that Cracknell was trying to save the car and let him retake and regather it without drilling the rear end, because he could have, and it would have been all over for both of them, and there would have been some harsher words most likely said if he had done that. And actually, just having a look at a replay now, that was just all on for Young, and Cracknell just, I don't know whether did he catch the grass.
He just kept the boot in it.
Yeah, having a look at the slow. Wow, it was just, he got the grass and it was sideways. Watch on the slow-mo, and he's able to retake that position. Good driving from both of them to not make any contact, and amazing save from Michael Cracknell to keep that position. And while we were having a look at that, just want to move our eyes now up as Mitchell McLeod has actually dropped from 3rd to 5th. So I think from him pushing really early on, he has now lost all that fuel saving that he wanted to have at the first portion of this race, and has now had to drop in behind Alwood and Todd Parks. So good drive from Parks and Alwood, moving up into P number 3 and 4 respectively.
Yeah, as we saw Crackers get sideways there, it's so easy to do in this car. It's like you touch the smallest blade of grass and the car wants to go sideways. So Cracker's just, mate, save the night. I'm going to give it to you. And is that McLeod just running so wide there before Moss Corner? That's, I think, yeah, like you said, Jake, I think he's definitely worn those tyres out. He needs a new set of Dunlop Super Maxes and chuck the Super Softs on, and hopefully you might be able to catch him up. But too bad we don't have compounds in iRacing yet.
Yeah, no, I think he is struggling at the moment with the tyre grip. But I don't know whether it's either tyres or fuel, but he's pushing really hard, and it was very wide going through turn 4. And looking now that Parks and Al would have just been running very conservative races there in P number 3 and 4, driving in an excellent race to get on the podium. Richard, as well as Todd Parks, just sitting in there behind him while his teammate is up in P number 2 of Bo Cattell, who has done an awesome job. And now having a look at not really much, that little bit of a mistake. I wouldn't really call it a mistake, I call it the save of the century there from Michael Cracknell. It's just dropped off David Baxter. And just having a look here, there's not really much going on further through, as Daniel Trim has still got Blake Neck in trouble. Actually, Blake Neck's now in front of him. This battle is still on for 17, 18, 19. Daniel Trim's going around the outside into turn 8. Wasn't able to get it done. Wasn't as late on the brakes as Blake Neck on the inside. So Blake is now up into P number 17 with Daniel Trim behind him. And Jeff Gouch is still just the watching brief at the moment. After having pace, he'll be wanting to be the next person to try and get around Daniel Trim, because Blake Neck can't skip away though, so there may be a 3-car battle for most of the rest of this race.
Yeah, it looks like that's, yeah, you've called it right, Jakey. I think it's sad to see Mitchell just run out of pace, really, but yeah, the field's really spread out. It's really hard to tell what's going on, but I think Ian Ford got his fuel saving out of the road and did the smart thing, and now got the lead back and benefited from that whole little battle.
Yeah, he has. He's pulled out now. 3.2 second lead out in front of Bo Cattell, but Daniel Trim is having a hard time now. He's had to give the position up to Blake Neck, and now he's got Jeff Gouchy trying to go around the outside into Moss Corner. Massive defensive job there from Daniel Trim, trying to hold on to this position, and good drive there from Jeff Gouchy. I think he would definitely start to have a look at the end of Andretti straightaway here. He's trying to fill up the mirrors. He doesn't know which way he wants to go. He wants to certainly go inside. He's faking to the outside. He wants to get Daniel Trim to go around there, and he is. He's going to duck to the inside. Good move there from Jeff Gouchy, but he wasn't late enough on the brakes. Daniel Trim was very late, and he ran wide because of it, and a little bit of a panel rub between Trim and Gouchy. Trim was pushing him out wide, and he's turned him. Turned him in the fence. They've made contact between Daniel Trim and Jeff Gouchy in between the final corners. Wow, there's a little bit of words being spoken at the moment over the radio, and just, wow, he's put him in the fence. They've both put each other certainly out of a good battle there that was going to ensue for the rest of the race, as there's a battle for the lead, as Ian Ford has actually dropped behind Bo Cattell. I don't know whether... Thank you for that, Mr. Director Hugo Louise, for bringing that up. I'm just trying to have a look back at... Actually, just having a look now, Ian Ford ran wide at the final corner. He got the car sideways, and did he hit the fence? No, he didn't. He didn't hit the fence, but he ran very wide through the final corner a couple of laps back, and he has now lost the lead to Bo Cattell, and this could have gifted Cattell the lead. Well, it's gifted him the lead, but could gift him the win at the moment. Ian was starting to skip away, but now he's got all that hard work to do now with Cattell in front of him, who's driven an excellent race.
Yeah, 10 laps to go, Jake. I think it's going to be on between these two. This will be the battle to the end of the race, and I think 40 just making those uncharacteristic mistakes is just from, you know, letting the pressure get to him, I think. But 40's pretty level-headed, so maybe the car's going away from him, and he's just used in that groove where he's pushing hard, and, you know, got a little bit, you know, too confident and ran it wide. But as we saw before, Jake, going back to that Jeff Gouch incident, I think they could have solved that a little bit better. Like, either Jeff could have backed out of it, or, you know, Jeff was right up in front, so Danny could have just given the room, gone back in, had a shot at turn 1, and it would have been resolved, and no one would have turned each other around.
Yeah, they both could have given each other room there. I think a little bit of banging on doors was sort of heated it up, and then they all wanted to push each other for the same bit of road, and that happens in racing. It happens between all of us. And at the moment, Bo Cattell has actually pulled out a gap. He's now 6/10 in front of Ian Ford, so maybe Ian Ford's struggling for... They're both using all the road on the exit of turn 1. They're using everything and more. They're getting in the dirt, they're throwing it up. And it's just those two, it's uncharacteristic mistake from Ian Ford, like you're saying, Sean, to see him make that sort of an error, but he's made it, and now Cattell has been gifted the lead, and let's see if he can try and run with it.
Yeah, I think 40 will be running, like winding some front bar into that car to get it turned, or some, probably most likely some rear bar to get that rear end to sort of stop being so stuck to the ground and letting it, you know, get out loose. And I think Cattell might just control the race from here and, you know, make 40 work for it, and they'll use up 40. Oh, Ian Ford's just over the curve, nearly putting in the wall. And, geez, that's so easy to do there, Jake.
Yeah, it is very easy to do there, and with 10 laps to go, he doesn't need to make any more mistakes, and that's what he keeps doing. Yeah, he's going to have to push, but does he have enough fuel to push to make it to the end? If he does start burning it, that's the main issue now. When Cattell has driven an excellent race, and he would have been saving some fuel when he was dropping back behind Ian Ford, and that's what he did. And now if he's able to max full burn from now on for Bo Cattell, he will be gone and off, because Ian Ford will have to push like qualifying laps right now. The gap is 1.3 seconds. There's still some time to do it. About 8 laps in it to go, so he's got enough time, but it's the gap and you can't pass here that you've got to try and make up. And the battle between 3rd, 4th and 5th between Elwood, Parks and McLeod will certainly liven up as well as they start to get a little bit closer at the end. And just having a look now, and there's a car in the fence at the final corner. I think it's Craig Jones just locked it up. He was running 8 laps down with an issue, so he hit the fence there. Was just in front of Brenton O'Brien, who's having a good race down in P number 11. But this battle, Jonesy's had a little bit of damage there and is not going to continue with that one. So Ian Ford just losing time, and actually was in the grass there on the straightaway. I think Ian Ford may have lost his race all because of a little mistake at the final corner. Just having a look now back through the field, there's not much going on between everyone else. There's a good battle going on between Todd Parks, Richard Elwood as well down there. So I think this battle is going to liven up. We've got a battle between Michael Cracknell and Murray Vlasic as well, as Cracknell has lost the position to Vlasic. So Vlasic has moved up into P number 7 with Michael Cracknell in P8, and Cracker's just struggling now. As soon as Baxter's gotten around him again, he isn't able to keep the speed up. Most likely the tyres are starting to skip away, and he is just losing time right now. And it's unfortunate for Cracknell. He had a good race on the weekend, and it looked like that qualifying effort down 11. He's just starting to struggle for speed. And yeah, just not able to get the power down through turn number 2. So he's not able to go, and we've just lost Sean Evans. I think there's an issue with Sean Evans' mic at the moment. Hopefully he can come back to us, but at the moment Cracker's just struggling to get the power down, but he's doing a good job there in P number 8, losing ground to Vlasic and Baxter. But just moving up here between this battle for P number 3, it is on. We've got Elwood, Todd Parks and Mitchell McLeod, who was actually the quickest the last time by, so I think he's been trying to save some fuel. And back, Parks, was sideways on entries, ran very wide, and he's had to give the spot out to McLeod, or has he? He's going to fight back on the inside. No, he isn't. So McLeod has gotten that position done. Well done to Mitchell McLeod to hold on to take that position around the outside, going through turn number 9 through the S's section. And Parks just taps the grass on the entry and just made a little bit of a mistake, but he's able to hold on to it. Just maybe struggling with the rear of the car now. After running a little bit wide, he would have picked up a lot of marbles and all the little bit of dirt and grime off the racing line. So he's going to lose some ground, and it's let Elwood actually start to skip away a little bit for P number 3. And the battle out in front is still stagnant with Cattell and Ian Ford just keeping the same gap, 1.3 seconds out in front. So that hasn't changed much out there, but the battle certainly looks like it could be on here for P number 3 and McLeod. I think Parks is alright. He's had some issues there through Moss Corner, but he's all back going again. And it just looks like Elwood, that little bit of a mistake from Parks has let Elwood skip away a lot. He's been able to gain about 5 car lengths, and it's put him in a good position now to hold on for P3 as the leaders work through some lap traffic now. And just going to have a little bit of a look through the field myself to see what is on the screens at the moment, and there isn't really much. So at the moment I think this battle for P3, 4 and 5 is one of the closest ones we have out on the track, as Parks and McLeod both use all the exit curb and a little bit more off turn number 10. And McLeod definitely looks like he has a better car in the later stages of this race, and he's sideways again out of turn number 1. And that's the thing, they're on lap number 40, there's 6 laps to go here, and just the tyres are getting to that stage of the cliff where they are not going to hold on for much longer, as Parks was a little bit sideways on entry there into turn number 3. And McLeod as well on the exit, just big massive wiggle on the exit. He was able to hold on to it, but he's struggling there with the tyre life, and Elwood's done a good job to hold on at the moment, and I think he can actually hold on for the whole race if it keeps happening to McLeod with the tyres just struggling in these final stages, as they've actually dropped Todd Parks. So I think Parks is one that tyre life isn't doing well. But here we go, McLeod in the draft of Elwood. He may have a look going down into turn 8. He puts the nose out about half a car length, thought better of it, drops in back behind. He wasn't close enough to have a look and put the pass on Elwood. So we'll see whether he can have a look going into turn 1. He needs a better drive off of this final corner to get the run, and he did, and he was sideways off of the corner, so that wasn't what he wanted. He wanted to get a good drive, but not able to be done. And the lead battle is certainly closing up. Just having a look on the timing sheets, it's now 0.6 of a second, so Ian Ford has gained 6-7 tenths of a second to bring that gap down. So we'll see whether that little bit of a battle develops. And I'm just going to switch to it now as Bo Cattell was super sideways coming off of turn number 3, Quebec corner, coming down through turn number 4 here, and Ian Ford is right all over the back of Bo Cattell now. He is really pushing that MPMS racing simulators Holden Commodore to its limit, and the Boost Juice car is certainly holding on well out in front of Bo Cattell, but it looks like those rear tyres are starting to fade away, and they will be on all the cars with 5 laps to go. We'll see whether Ian Ford will be close enough the next time by, but he's definitely making inroads to challenge for the lead here. And he's just using all the curb as well, as the battle is once again on for P number 3 as McLeod's having a look down into turn number 8 on Elwood. Elwood's giving him room, and so has McLeod. He wasn't able to get the job done, and he's just struggling. No, he's got it back, so good move there from Richard Elwood. And I think we have Sean Evans back in the comms booth. He is back, so a little bit of a technical error there from Sean, but he is back now for the final 5 laps, which seemed to be a cracking race. And McLeod had a look on Elwood going down into turn 8, wasn't able to get it done, so good driving there. And the battle is still on out in front. They're not as close as you'd think they would be coming down to have an attack for Ian Ford, but it's now down to 4 tenths of a second as they cross the line. So we've got 2 battles going on at the moment. Elwood, McLeod and Parks having a good one down there, and just switching back to the front. This is really close now between Bo Cattell and Ian Ford. Ian Ford could have a look going down into turn number... Cattell was super sideways. He lost Cattell. It there. He has lost it. He's got to try and defend. He's trying to. He's pushed Ian Ford into the grass. He defended the line. Ian Ford saved it. He has. Wow. And Ian Ford's still going to have a dive down into turn number 8. So Cattell tapped the grass, threw it sideways, and then he was trying to come back on and save it and stop the run from Ian Ford, because Ian Ford was certainly looking like he was going to take the lead, and actually forced Ian Ford into the grass, and somehow they all managed to keep it on the track. No contact, and it is on. These final 3 laps between these two are going to be super tight.
Yeah, Jake, definitely looks like these two boys have used up time lately. So this will be interesting towards the end. I think Cattell with a little bit of a wiggle there, and again under brakes. I think 40 might have a better car. I'm not too sure at this stage.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here in either of the camps. Who has the better car, to be honest. They've both made mistakes. And that was a big mistake from Cattell, but he saved it again. There's been some amazing saves today. Michael Cracknell had one, Bo Cattell's had two of them, so maybe Bo Cattell takes the most saves award for today. It was driven an excellent job. He's up in P number 1, and he's got to hold off Ian Ford for another 2.5 laps as they come down Mario and Jody straightaway. He may have a look going into turn 8. And he's going to be close enough. He's got the run. Bo Cattell blocks the inside line. Ian Ford's going to have to go the long way around. You can get it done. It's going to make him have the inside line for turn number 9. And he's going to be there. He's going to be on the inside. Oh, he uses all the curve, but Cattell's holding it around the outside. Good job from both of them. 3 corners side by side. Looks like Ian Ford's going for the switchback. He's going to have a look going down into turn number 1. And they are going to be starting 2 laps to go. So Ian Ford down on the inside of turn 1. Bo Cattell's going to try and hold it tough around the outside. Oh, Ford sideways off of turn 1. He saved it. No contact. Cattell prevails and takes P number 1. We've got about 1 3/4 lap to go, and it is on.
Yeah, definitely. His boys I just can't believe Fordy got that loose and saved it. And Cattell's loose again. Can we just call this D1 GP, Jake? Can we agree to disagree?
Oh, I think we can and not. It's one of those things with these tyres that they're okay for about 37 to about 40 laps, and then the 40 lap mark is where the cliff, and it goes off in a hurry. It's about a 500-foot bloody drop, and it's gone. You can't save it after that. And that's what's happened at the moment. And Ian Ford and Bo Cattell are struggling with the tyre grip, and they are going to be pushing as hard as they can to try and get this victory. Cattell once again on the defensive into turn number 8. Ian Ford wasn't close enough. He's going to try the switch. No, he's not. So he's going to sit in behind him, look to do the over and under and try and get the better run coming through the final corners. But we're going to be starting the final lap of the race right now. It is going to be lap 45 of 45. The white flag will be out, and these guys have the whole track length here, all of 3.96 kilometers to try and get in this victory. It's either going to be Cattell or Ford across the front line, and Cattell has the position at the moment, and he's just got a bit of a gap now. He's opened up a couple of car lengths sideways from both of them, and whoever gets this victory has driven an excellent race. And it looks like a little bit wide there from Cattell. He was off in the marbles. He got a little bit sideways, and Ian Ford used all the road and more again, bringing up some dust in his wake. And Ian Ford definitely pushing hard to try and catch back up to Bo Cattell. I don't think he's going to get it done. I think Cattell, this is where he needs to get it done. He's got a good drive out of Moss Corner. He needs to line himself up for turn 8. This is where it's going to be on. They're not going to have any lap traffic. There is a car in front of him, but I don't think they'll catch him in time. And Cattell moving over the road, trying to not let Ian Ford get the draft. He's going to run his normal line, which could leave the door open, and he's just got a big enough gap to hold on. The pass that could be done. It's happening in the Camping World Truck Series in the final corner. It's happening in that truck, so you can throw it down the inside. Cattell very defensive, and I think Cattell is going to take the victory if he gets a good drive. A little bit sideways. Both of them were sideways, but it's held on. Bo Cattell takes round number 10 at Canadian Tire Motorsport. What a drive from both of them to finish up, and Richard Elwood's going to hold on to take the final step of the podium over Mitchell McLeod. The racing was on at the end, and awesome drive there from Bo Cattell to take the victory. Oh, I don't know what to say about that one. It was awesome racing throughout. Luke Harvey comes across the line now. Jason Quire as well. And Brenton O'Brien, I think, is going to come across the line. I think Michael Cracknell's dropped back behind Brenton O'Brien, so Brenton's going to come across the line in P number 10. Good result there from Brenton. Out of the commentary booth and in the racer's seat to finish in P10. Michael Cracknell struggling there to finish in P number 12 actually, so we lost another position to Riley Blythe at the line, who had a good drive there, but I think everyone else just coming across the line now. Final car I think to cross the line will be Daniel Trim, so I think we'll get you to run through the results if you could, Sean.
No problem. To get the win is none other than Bo Nose Cattell. Well done, Bo. P2 goes in Ford. Richard Elwood rounds out your top 3. Mitchell McLeod is P4. P5 Todd Parks. David Baxter P6. P7 Mario Vlasic. Luke Harvey in P8, P9 goes to Jason Kawhi, and Brenton O'Brien rounds out the top 10. Well done to him. Riley Blythe in P11, P12 Crackers, 13th is David Miller, Chris Hogan in 14th, 15th goes to Sharpie, and Darryl Hockey P16, P17 goes to Blake Neck, Daniel Trim 18, Mark V 19th, and the rest of the field should be the non-finishers, and they'll come up on your screen in a minute.
Yeah, good driving throughout there from everyone. It was an amazing job once again from all the drivers throughout the field, and Bo Cattell had an amazing race to take that victory. I haven't seen anything like that for a long time, and it's good to see that once again in the V8 Supercar Series. And we'll see whether we get any interviews here, but wow, I gotta say well done to Bo Cattell to hold on for that as he smokes that boost juice Commodore down. He drove an excellent race, kept a cool head, and was able to get it done, as we have Ian Ford, who will try and get right now. Ian, what an amazing race there between yourself and Bo Cattell. You finished second. That little mistake may have cost you what could have been a victory.
Yeah, certainly. I was literally just got into like rhythm and was happily chugging around, and literally caught second gear a bit early and almost binned myself. But you know, I gave it everything I could to try and get back in the lead. But kudos to Bo. That was an awesome battle towards the end there. Had no front tyres, no rear tyres, but you know, definitely trying to get as much horsepower down onto that back straight as possible, and it was quite fun sliding this thing around.
Oh yeah, look, you guys had an awesome battle, sliding the car around every which way, and it was struggling to hold it on, but you two gave heaps of racing room between both of you, and it certainly lived up to a good battle.
Yeah, certainly. It was quite amazing. Like, he was sliding around, I was sliding around. He had a bit more front tyre life from the looks of it, or like, you know, a bit more looseness in the rear, so I was losing him in the first sector, and then I was just absolutely trying to get on his tail for the straight because I had a bit more acceleration out of the corner. But hell, that's a good battle. I can't wait to watch that. It was awesome racing these guys, like, you know, dicing for positions early in the race, and kudos to Mitch and Richard for getting on the podium as well. That was an amazing race.
Yeah, it was an awesome race, and next week we move to the first of the Australian double headers. We go to Phillip Island, so certainly you should have a good car there to try and push it up the front and give it the championship leader.
Yeah, certainly. Phillip Island's always a good track. Hopefully we get things under control. Like, this is the first time we've really been competitive around this circuit, so, you know, hopefully we finish off this season awfully strong at Bathurst and Phillip Island. And you know, I can't wait to do the enduro with SDRT on Friday night. That's going to be quite a sight to see, and hopefully we do well in that. But other than that, I'm absolutely stoked to finish second, even though I made a mistake, and it was just an amazing battle, and this is what I race for.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we lived to watch as well in the commentary booth. It was awesome racing, and well done again on P number 2 today in Ford. Anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Just the boys that, you know, helped throw this setup together and, you know, tune it up a little bit more than what I could have, and Maverick Welding, MPMS Simulators for being on the side of the car. I don't think I got a single scratch on it, so that's quite amazing. There's a fair bit of grass in the front grille to be picked out, so I'll let Shaun do that later on. But other than that, thanks for the broadcast, boys.
Cheers, 40, and well done again on P number 2. And we will move up our race winner here at an amazing Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Bo Cattell. Well done on what was a well-deserved victory. Absolutely amazing job.
Thanks, guys. That was extremely hard work. It was awesome with Ian and Mitch, clean racing, and I don't really know what happened to Ian at the end there. He must have made a mistake, but I thought it was over. And I was nursing home a car that had no rear tyres, but made the most of being able to get past him, and had a few sketchy moments there, but managed to hold on.
Yeah, a couple of sketchy moments that you had as well, and that one on the back straight, I thought you were going to lose it, but you managed to hold on. Did a good drive to actually hold off Ian Ford, stop his run, and yeah, he made a mistake to the final corner, and never over till it's over, and it sort of helped you there get the victory.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on the back straight there. I just lit up in fourth gear, and it just sent me sideways, so it just showed how bad the tyres were in the end. But yeah, no, it was awesome racing, and I was a bit upset about my first or second lap when I went spearing off at the towards the end of the back straight there, but kept my head down and didn't have to save too much fuel, which certainly helped.
Yeah, it definitely helped, and looked like you had an amazing race there. Next week, we move to Phillip Island. Will you be there? I know it's a good track for all the Aussies to get down, and it will be definitely close throughout the field.
Yeah, I reckon I'll have a race. It's definitely not one of my strongest points, that track, but I'll certainly rock up and have a go because I'm enjoying it again lately. But that's just hugely thanks to you guys and to all the guys I'm racing up the top, up the front, because it's just unbelievable, the quality of racing.
Yeah, the quality of racing has been top notch of late, and it's definitely proving that it's going to be a good, interesting season with all of the changes next season that's going to come up with the series, and will definitely make it more lively. So well done again, Bo, on an amazing victory tonight here at Motorsport. Anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys at Race Sport, and my team, who work tirelessly, doing paints and setups and practice and all that. And I really appreciate everything they do, and all my competitors, they're awesome to race and just enjoying it at the moment, so it's good.
Well, thank you once again, Bo Cattell, round 10 winner here from Motorsport. And I think that will wrap us up here, Mr. Hugo. So once again, Director Hugo Louise doing all the beautiful camera work, and joining me in the commentary booth tonight was Sean Evans, once again doing an amazing job. I am Jake Black, and we hope to see you next week at Phillip Island for what will certainly be a good race. Goodbye.